As soon as we leave the room, I gasp. Is this a hallway? Apparently so. From this museum-like hallway, I guess the building is really big.
ちょっと見とれてる場合じゃないわよ。この城から出ても外は一面樹海なんだから急がないと朝になるわ。
一面の樹海？じゃあここ本当に山の中なのか？宮山町から車で何時間っていうあの樹海？
そう、アインツベルンの隠し城よ。この城から出た後何時間もかけて森を抜けなくちゃならないの。今は夜だし朝日が昇るまでには森を抜けるわよ。
Tosaka runs down the hallway without hesitation. I guess she's heading to the back entrance she snuck in through.
今が夜なのは知ってたけど、一体どのぐらい捕まってたんだ？
I thought it was only half a day, but it might have been longer.
シローがイリアスフィールに囚われたのは朝方でしょう。それから半日が経過しています。
How did you get here so fast?
日付は変わってしまいましたから、形の上では丸一日囚われていたことになりますね。
そうか、面目ない。
いいえ、そのようなことはありません。イリアスフィールに捕まってこれだけの時間が過ぎたというのにシローは無事でした。
それはそうかもしれないけど。
ええ、イリアスフィールは少女に見えてもアインツベルンの魔術師です。もし彼女に屈していたのならシローはシローではなくなっていたでしょう。私とてその可能性を考慮しなかったわけではありません。最悪あなたは死んでいるものと覚悟してこの城に足を踏み入れたのです。だからここでシローと再会できてよかった。マスターが無事な姿を見せているのですから私も負けるわけにはいきません。
Saber says so with a faint smile. I feel the same way. I was so worried, wondering whether Saber was alright.
ちょっとやる気あるのかっていうのよ。もたもたしてると本気で先に行くからね。
Tosaka yells at us from the corner of her head.
やば、話してる場合じゃなかった。急ごう、セイバー。
I run, urging Saber on as well. Every step brings unpleasantness and pain as if boiling water's pouring into my veins. But I can run if I grit my teeth. Forcing my aching body to move, I follow Tosaka. Saber is running behind me as if escorting a sick person. She must be in pain. She is acting firm, but Saber is in no condition to move properly.
セイバー、苦しかったら。
I stopped myself from asking her if she needs a hand. If I said that, Saber would stubbornly try to run on her own. I should just watch for now. If Saber looks tired enough that she can't make excuses, I can carry her then. Saber is really troublesome. This stubborn girl won't rest unless I do something that forceful. And so, following Tosaka's lead, we reach the exit of the castle.
出口ってここ入り口じゃないのか、トサカ。
何当たり前のこと言ってるのよ。玄関っていうのはそういうものでしょ。入る時も出る時もここが一番手っ取り早いんだから。
Tosaka runs down the stairs. Well, I'm in no position to complain. Saber and I descend the stairs into the hall. I guess this is the lobby. So that must mean we'll be outside if we go through that large door at the end.
よし、ここまで来たら大丈夫。問題は森に出てからだけど、まあ夜だし闇に乗じて国道まで出られるかな。イリアスフィールが戻ってきてシロがいないって気づいたところで後の祭りよ。あいつが帰ってくる頃には朝になっちゃってるしね。何よシロ、その顔いかにも服そうだけど。
いや別にトサカは大物だなって再確認してただけだ。
変なところでおかしな確認するのね。
Like entering the enemy's base from the main entrance and the way she's acting so confidently.
まあいいわ。とにかく外に出ましょう。帰り道は覚えているから迷うこともないしね。
We head for the entrance. A long hall stretches from the lobby and a large door can be seen on the end. It's amazing, the hall is about 30 meters long. I think to myself that this place really is a castle, and the instant I start to walk.
なんだ、もう帰っちゃうの？せっかく来たのに残念ね。
Well, shit. The voice of the girl who shouldn't be here echoes through the room with a faint laugh. I turn around instantly. Everybody stops. The instant I turn around and see the enemy, I understand that I will be killed if I turn my back on it again.
Ilya Sphere.
Tosaka's voice is shaking. Across the hall. On the stairs we came down is something that should not be there. It's strangely like the time before. Ilya standing above us with Berserker standing behind her. Berserker's presence is overwhelming. As I can feel the servant's strength now, I can understand how much of a monster he is. How absurd. He is not at a level Saber could match even in a normal condition. It probably wouldn't even be a fight. That thing is not something that can be beaten in battle. Defeating Berserker means eliminating it without fighting it. In other words, we should have avoided him if we didn't want to die.
こんばんは。あなたの方から来てくれて嬉しいわ、リン。
Ilya's voice is cheerful. That smile is the same as it was 8 days ago, innocent and merciless emotion that will kill any insects she catches. I understand now. We won't be able to get away. I can't stop Ilya no matter what I do. Even if I can get Ilya's attention, that doesn't mean everyone else can get away.
どうしたの？黙っていちゃつまらないわ。せっかく時間をあげてるんだから、遺言ぐらい残した方がいいと思うな。
She giggles, but we don't have such composure. We will run for the entrance if there is an opening. Even though we know there will be no such chance, we can only wait for it.
じゃあ、一つ聞いてあげる。
But still, Tosaka takes a step toward Ilya.
イリアスフィール、あんたが戻ってきた気配はなかったけど、もしかしてずっと隠れてたのかしら？そうよ。私はどこにも行っていないわ。私はね、ここからあなたたちの道化ぶりを眺めていただけ。そう。外に出て行ったのは偽物ってわけ。ええ、あなたたちが来ることは分かってたもの。私は主人なんだから、お客様のおもてなしをしないといけないでしょ。
The giant figure suddenly disappears. I don't know if it jumped or just moved there. Berserker appears in the middle of the lobby with a whirlwind. We are done for now. If we retreat, we'll be slashed in half the instant we turn our backs. But we'll be killed as well if we stay like this. The only path left is to challenge that mass of death, knowing it will be pointless.
おしゃべりはおしまい。それじゃあ、始めよっか、バーサーカー。
The girl raises her hand as if performing some kind of a ritual, looks down at us and...
誓うわ。今日は一人も逃がさない。
She declares so with delight and murderous intent. Light shines in Berserker's eyes. The servant that has obeyed Ilya up to now has his mind released and identifies us as his enemies. A gritting sound.
Tosaka.
Tosaka grits her teeth hard as if regretting something.
あーちゃん、聞こえる？
She murmurs in a quiet voice without turning around.
少しでいいわ。一人であいつの足止めをして。
She orders her servant to die. Archer does not answer.
バカな。正気ですか、リン。アーチャー一人ではバーサーカーにはかなわない。
私たちはその隙に逃げる。アーチャーには私たちが逃げ切るまで時間を稼いでもらうわ。
Ignoring Saber, Tosaka continues her instructions. Her voice is cold, killing her emotions. Archer, who has been silent as if pondering something, quietly nods and...
賢明だ。リンたちが先に逃げてくれれば、私も逃げられる。
単独行動は旧兵の得意分野だからな。
Takes a step forward as if to protect Tosaka. Berserker does not move. Only Ilya's laughter can be heard from above.
へえ、びっくり。そんな誰とも知らないサーバントで私のヘラクレスを止めるって言うんだ。なんだ、案外可愛いとこあるのね、リン。
Neither Tosaka nor Archer has the composure for a rebuttal. Tosaka and Archer know that fact better than anyone. Archer steps forward. He is empty-handed as usual. Tosaka is watching Archer's back. She must not have anything to say to him. Tosaka should know her command is unreasonable, because she taught her servant to die so that we can escape.
Archer, 私。
Tosaka starts to say something, but
ところでリン、一つ確認していいかな。
Archer interrupts her words in a cool voice and suited to the situation.
いいわ。何？
Tosaka looks at Archer with a downcast look, still looking at Berserker.
別にあれを倒してしまっても構わんのだろ。
Archer says something unexpected.
アーチャー、あんた。
He has some confidence.
ええ、遠慮はいらないわ。ガツンと痛い目に合わせてやって、アーチャー。
そうか。ならば期待に応えるとしよう。
Archer moves forward. There are only 10 meters between him and Berserker. That thing should be able to close that distance in an instant.
バカにして。いいわ。やりなさい、バーサーカー。そんな生意気なやつ、バラバラにして構わないんだから。
Ilya speaks in a hysterical voice. Tosaka turns her back, not paying attention.
行くわ。外に出れば、それで私たちの勝ちになる。
Tosaka starts to run, taking both Saber and my hands. Saber follows Tosaka without objection. I start to run to the entrance, leaving Archer behind. But from behind me,
エミヤシロ。
he stops me, still with his back to me. I turn around, letting go of Tosaka's hand. In the lobby, no far away, is the back of the man facing Berserker.
いいか。お前は戦うものではなく、生み出すものに過ぎん。
A maker. Berserker charges. Archer stares at his enemy without backing off, still empty-handed.
余分なことなど考えるな。お前にできることは一つだけだろう。ならば、その一つを極めてみろ。
Archer raises his hand. I don't know when he got it, but in his hand is that short sword.
忘れるな。イメージするものは常に最強の自分だ。外敵などいらぬ。お前にとって戦う相手とは自身のイメージに他ならない。
The red back sinks. Berserker's attack rages. I start to run without seeing the clash of the two. Tosaka and Saber are already at the entrance. I run without turning around. The red back tells me to just go. We go down the long hallway and pass through the gate. Unbelievably, the place really is a castle. An old castle hidden deep in the forest. This whole place is surrounded by trees as far as the eye can see, and neither buildings nor sky can be seen in the distance.
こっちよ。3時間もすれば国道に出られるから、それまで走って。
Leading the way, Tosaka turns to face us. 3 hours, sir. I honestly don't know if my body will last that long. The pain gets worse the more I move. The heat should go away if I rest, but we don't have time for that right now.
シロ、早く。
Tosaka sounds pressed as well. Tosaka's the one who gave Archer that order. She looks calm, but her mind is filled with regret.
分かってる。すぐに追いつく。セイバー、急ごう。
はい。急ぎましょう、シロ。
Answering and nodding, Saber starts to run as well. Making my way through the trees, I follow Tosaka. Saber is visibly breathing hard. I can't see in the darkness, but she must be in pain. I can't leave her alone any longer. Saber loses her balance. I grab her forcibly from right beside her as she falls to the ground.
ここまでだ。これ以上は無理だぞ、セイバー。
何を言うのです、シロ。この程度の苦境、今まで何度も経験してきました。私はまだ十分に走れます。
何言ってんだ。何度経験していようが苦しいものは苦しいだろう。いいから少しは弱音を吐けってんだ。
I pull at the arm I'm holding. It must be because Saber's light. I'm able to hold her up in my arms rather easily.
何をするのです、シロ。
何って、しばらく休んでろ。そんな顔で走られてちゃこっちが先に参っちまう。
ブレーナ、話しなさい。この程度で私が倒れるとでも思っているのですか。
Saber struggles in my arms, but her opposition is too weak. The arms that try to push me away are too small and too weak. That makes me painfully realize how weak she's become. I never thought Saber would be unable to push away someone picking her up.
何を考えているのですか、シロ。このようなこと、いくらマスターといえど許しません。
Saber is struggling with a bright red face. Well, certainly. The position she's in right now must be embarrassing for a knight, but now isn't the time to worry about appearances.
嘘つけ。俺を振りほどけないぐらい弱ってるくせに大丈夫なわけがないだろう。いいからおとなしくしてろ。マスターとしての命令だ。それでも聞かないって言うならレイジを使うしかなくなるぞ。
卑怯な。こんなことでレイジを使うなど、そんな無意を容認できるはずがない。
ならおとなしくしてろ。急がないと遠坂に置いていかれる。
Saber reluctantly falls silent, so she must have accepted it. Well, that's fine for now. If she doesn't struggle, I'll be able to run while carrying her. My vision flashes on and off. Does my blood accelerate the more I run? Bearing the nausea in my throat, I run through the forest while gritting my teeth. I breathe wildly, but I hide my pain as well as I can. There is only one reason to do so.
シロ、下ろしてください。やはり私も走りますから。
Because if I look even a bit pained, she looks up at me uneasily. I can't stop here.
甘く見るな。セイバー一人どうってことないぞ。壊れたストーブに比べれば女の子一人分なんて空気みたいなもんだ。
ですが、
いいから黙っててくれ。ギブアンドテイクって言葉知ってるか。今まで助けてもらったんだからこれぐらいしないと釣り合わないんだよ。ここらで借りを返しておかないと明日から守ってもらえないだろ。
いえ、そんなことはないのですが、私の方こそこれでは釣り合いが取れなくなる。
そりゃよかった。じゃきついのは今回限りだな。がぜんやる気が湧いてきた。
I let a huge breath out and kick the ground. Tosaka is choosing to go through narrow openings even though she knows I'm carrying Saber. It's fine because Saber is light, but following her takes all my effort.
ほら、喋ると舌を噛むぞ。黙っていてくれた方が俺も助かるんだから。
はい。それではマスターの指示に従います。
Saying so, Saber relaxes in my arms. It was hard to carry her before since she was unwilling, but it will be a bit easier now. The problem now is whether Saber's body and my body will make it. How long have we been running? It feels like 30 minutes and it feels like an hour. What now, does it feel like 30 minutes or an hour? Make up your mind, goddammit. No, running isn't that bad. I haven't been training for nothing and Saber really is light. But now... Inside, my body is messed up. I get dizzier the more I move and I feel like throwing up. We're in a forest, so I would understand if I was bitten by a poisonous snake or something. This isn't pain that will kill me. It's just that my chest feels heavy and I feel like throwing up. This is nothing compared to the warmth in my arms right now. No, Saber is closing her eyes as if asleep. She is not resting because she is relaxed. Her body is getting hotter by the minute. Even though it's winter, her body is sweating and she's hanging her head to try to hide her ragged breathing. A repeat of that night. Saber collapsed from using all her energy after using that sword on Ryder. Saber hasn't healed a bit since that night. Was her ability to talk now just a brief spark before she disappears? I run, trying to deny that. I don't care about my body. I just make myself believe that something will be possible if I get home and keep running. I almost fall and stop myself from collapsing by leaning against a tree. I can taste blood. So this is the cause of my nausea. I didn't spill it onto Saber since it was only a bit, but I still feel the cause of the nausea in my chest. Saber would be mad at me for a different reason if I threw up the contents of my stomach. Actually, I bet Saber would seriously try to cut me in half if I did that. Yeah, that's funny. Imagining a funny thing gives me some strength. Alright, I'm done resting. She wasn't asleep? Saber speaks in my arms. Hey! Tosaka, who was leading the way, is back here now for some reason.
強がるのは勝手だけどね。いくら夜の森だからって口元の血ぐらい隠しなさい。それじゃあセイバーに心配されるのも当然よ。
Tosaka glares at me. Saber must have noticed that voice.
よかった。リンがいるのなら話が早い。
Saber says so without looking at Tosaka.
でしょうね。セイバーの言いたいことはわかるわ。時間もないことだし。そこの大バカにもわかるようにさっさと言ってやって。
Saber nods.
はい。リン、私をここに置いていってほしい。私を連れていては逃げきれないし。何より、もう長くは持ちません。
I can't yell at her for saying such a ridiculous thing. I have no intention of leaving Saber. But still, I know well enough that Saber's condition is worsening. Saber won't last long. I vaguely knew that she wouldn't be able to make it until morning like this.
そう。で、シロはこのままセイバーと心中する？
まさか、そんな気はないし、セイバーは消えさせない。セイバーが消えるって言うんだ。レイジでも何でも使って。
オーケー、それならいいわ。じゃあ、両方とも解決しましょう。セイバーを助けて。ついでに3人でこの森から脱出する。今後の方針はそれで決まりね。
は？
My brain turns into tofu. What? Tosaka says the most difficult things so easily at times.
ちょっと待って。そりゃ確かにそうしたいけど、それができないから。
いいからこっちに来て。言っとくけど、私も簡単にセイバーを死なせる気はないわ。ええ、この機会は逃さない。あなたにはその責務を果たしてもらう。シローもいいって言ったし、そうしても構わないわよね、セイバー。
Tosaka looks at Saber with a meaningful expression. Saber does not answer, but merely looks downward awkwardly.